Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today we'll be playing some more of Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last we left off, we found out that the two witnesses that were giving testimony, I guess as well as the waiter, they were all lying through their teeth because they were told by this third party who appears to be the lady that Ryunosuke saw at the restaurant. Apparently, they were all told to just lie. I'm guessing they got a good sum of money in exchange for keeping their mouths shut and lying about what they saw at the scene of the crime. So I guess let's just jump right in and see what that's all about. Alrighty, let's go. Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you?
You wouldn't. This can't be happening.
Why are you guys surprised that, perjury is bad? I mean, didn't you guys know that perjury is that bad? You're not allowed to lie in court? I don't understand.
Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence.
Yeah, it could just be that they're very powerful and there was no need for money and it was just threats.
However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it.
Yeah, definitely not. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. I don't know if it's any of those, honestly.
Well, any ideas who might be behind this? If we can confirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit.
So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Really? Is it actually one of those three?
Of course, we'll need evidence before we can make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly...
Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh yes, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it?
Is it not? What else do we have?
We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed.
The business card? Is that what he's referring to?
There's no time to lose.
I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait, Your Excellency? I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this,
Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to into my head. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to choose something here. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... Oh god, what am I supposed... Okay, the victim of the case, he was a visiting professor, the head waiter of the restaurant, an army sergeant, does it have to be a person? It's not gonna be Kazuma, obviously. It's not the old man or the sergeant. It's not Aochi. It's not the victim. So it's either the waiter or Mikotoba? Why would it be Mikotoba? It would have to be the waiter, right? Who else would it be? I mean, he also, alongside these two, lied about everything. So I guess the waiter?
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
Poppycock! What?
What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you.
I think somebody else was influencing the waiter, right? Oh, yeah. So that's why he was worried about the business card, right? Let's see. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division. He's part of the police force. Why would you... Okay. So I made a guess, and it turned out to be a lucky guess, I guess. I don't know if it was that lucky, right? But that's so dumb. Like, why would you map out the layout of the restaurant on the back of your business card that actually states your occupation? Like, could you actually not find any paper anywhere? How dumb can you be? You're like the chief inspector. How did you even get to that position?
Well, that's unexpected.
What is it? What is?
Look, do you see it says the witness name here? Satoru Hosonaga.
Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title.
His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth?
I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somehow here.
Okay. That's really, really shady and messed up. Just pinning everything on poor old Ryunosuke. Okay. I wonder if we could inspect this card even before we got the ability to turn stuff around, I guess. Probably not, right? Okay. Can we look at the... Okay, no. That's just an actual photo.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth.
The truth? Oh,
The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by this piece of evidence.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest.
I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps I should have said the front? Dude, just tell the judge to turn the card. Like, how hard can it be? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Or the back of the front.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
Just turn the freaking card, Judge.
Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of this business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession.
So it is, after all, the first person who shows up to testify that's like the most suspicious, maybe even the culprit, right?
The waiter's profession? That's surely... Good gracious.
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses, they're in the stand.
Ah.
Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene?
Well...
Hold it. Saying hold it. Toba? Oh, the waiter is here. Inspector Hosonaga. Okay, so we have 3 people at the stand at the same time. That's kind of cool. That's like another aspect of this new Ace game, right? There's like multiple people at the stand at the same time, and we've never had that before. And it's kind of interesting. It adds like another flavor to the game.
I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
I feel like it's still the woman, right? Unless the waiter was actually at the table when he took the shot, right? Or like he was serving something, because it was a close range kill.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are.
Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. Yeah, it was very obvious there was something sus going on, right?
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly as my guiding principle, but I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
It was very careless, dude.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? He was undercover. Your salary must be terrible. Of course, you're so dumb, Ryunosuke, but it's okay.
I was working undercover.
Undercover?
Yes.
There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently.
Really?
In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents?
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge.
So why were you trying to pin this crime on another person? If it wasn't you who killed the Wilson, and it wasn't either of these guys either, right? So it must have been the woman. And why wasn't she? I don't understand what's going on. Maybe none of the people here are the culprit, and it wasn't the woman either, and it was just some third party that, not even a third party, I guess a fourth party that just showed up at the crime scene, caused this incident again. And because it was someone of influence, a foreigner, they kind of had to find somebody to pin the crime on. That way they can keep the good relations with Great Britain. I don't know.
However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
What is going on with the blood thing, though? Hello?
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable! As I suspected.
What is going on? Bang! Are we gonna see more now?
As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman.
So the truth comes out.
I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Special orders? You mean to say blackmail? Huh.
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once.
Oh, special orders from the Bureau.
It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if the Englishwoman was the killer?
I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment, yeah. An English man has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case?
But it's not right. So is there any evidence linking woman to the crime that we can use to actually get her behind bars? I don't know. Probably not, right? So who are we gonna pin this crime on?
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Cosmo?
Yumei University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman.
Ooh. What? Why is the old man still shaking?
You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
You mean?
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
Oh, so it is her.
Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezaille Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yumei University's medical faculty.
What? What is happening here?
Okay.
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene.
Well, not all evidence, the food was still there.
And order these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise.
And what is that?
Namely, that the victim was dining alone.
So we need to continue the trial another day and do some more investigating.
However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a discretion of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
Oh, ouch, you shut up, man.
But Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Good on you, Judge. Good on you. At least you're not crooked.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes, sir?
You will locate this Jezaille Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
Also, we're gonna do it right now.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
Uh-oh. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So it won't be a problem? What if he just dies on his way? What is going on with the blood thing? We still don't... Was he poisoned? What, like, why? I feel like he's just gonna die by the end of the trial from some kind of, like, illness.
Nothing will get in my way.
You look pretty cool there. I'll give you that, waiter dude.
Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Jezaille Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
What the heck, man? Calm down.
Good, then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Okay, so we are taking a break. To be continued. I wonder if there's gonna be like enemy investigation in between. Most likely not. It's just probably gonna resume right after this recess, right?
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb.
My heart was in my mouth the entire time. Ryunosuke, you should be thanking Kazuma. He did so much for us.
It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there.
You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. Come on, really?
It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies.
But to be honest, Kazuma, you did a lot of the guiding, right? I mean, Ryunosuke wouldn't have gotten as far as he did without you, buddy. So, and without your good lessons on the controls of the game.
I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer.
Maybe you will become one after this trial, who knows? Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Well, I have some bad news for you, Ryunosuke. Not only are you going to be seeing more of the inside after this case, probably for like 4 more cases, maybe 3 more. I don't know how many cases are in this game.
But there's sequels, buddy.
You're nowhere near done with this courtroom setting, buddy. I'm sorry. Ha ha. Oh. Jesus Christ. Okay. Never again. I'm never doing that again.
Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last.
It better be her, I'm just saying. It most likely is, right?
Miss Jezaille Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she?
That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. Thank God for the fact that Dr. Wilson got had a dentist appointment right before and he couldn't eat right. If that hadn't happened, I think Ryunosuke would have been screwed big time. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. I don't know about that one. You're kind of a dum-dum. Why would you pick up the gun in the first place, you dum-dum?
Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems.
Uh-huh.
Did you see what happened with that?
No, I didn't see any of it. What were you doing the whole time? Just looking at the gun? I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. Yeah, we've heard this like a bazillion times. And just after I bent down and picked it up. Bang. Okay. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Okay. What about the rest of them?
Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay.
Well, he didn't really apprehend Ryunosuke, did he? Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry. Oh, okay. I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Is it whatever his name is? Mikotoba?
Professor Mikotoba.
Oh yeah, I got it. Close enough.
Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial.
But why? Just so, I guess, Ryunosuke would grow as a person, but it's not like this Mikotoba is very close with Ryunosuke.
Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so. Which is why
What?
I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can.
Oh, I guess he kind of knew that the police was involved in this, and he didn't want to risk Kazuma failing this, because it was very likely that he would fail.
I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled.
Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life thus far, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
Kazuma, you're such a cool, badass person. What are you saying, Kazuma?
So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma?
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, man.
Oh, I was like, that is so out of character. Why would he say it all comes down to you, man? But no, I missed Young on the right here.
Well, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
To me?
Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? Yeah, I guess, didn't it say somewhere that he knew the victim? Actually, I'm not sure if he knew the victim. The forensic medicine, visiting professor of medicine at Yume University. I guess medicine and forensic medicine. Maybe they knew each other that way. If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. You're probably aware Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at Yume. And it was who invited him.
Oh, I see. Yes, I was right. Dang, that's imagine inviting someone over to your country for like a visit, for like a job thing, and then they wind up dead. That is awful. He's probably blaming himself for this. Oh, I see.
I didn't know that before.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes' partner, sidekick.
Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
So he's been... I just like kind of thought of this. He's been here for a while, right? Because he had a lot of like dentistry visits.
But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide.
Yes. So, who is she even? Who could she be? What, like, she must have a lot of influence, right? But why is the bureau? Why is the police force trying to protect her? It must be on the orders of the Great Britain, maybe? Or are they just doing this just to save skin? I don't really know. But if it is on the orders of the Great Britain, then why? I guess they would know by this point, right? That it's one of their people. So why is the telegram so important? I don't know.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that your pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Like fingerprints, maybe?
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama.
Okay. I'm guessing we're gonna be seeing more of her later.
Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once.
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before those old fossils know
What's hit them. Dude, Kazuma.
He's such a badass.
And the music that just came?
Ah, so good.
Is this his theme? It must be, right? It's so good, man. The sword, is that a katana? I don't know what it is. But the sword, the blade, I guess the blade, the headband. Man, Kazuma, you're so cool. Kazuma?
What?
Thank you. Really. Aw. How sweet.
What for?
Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then... Yeah, Ryunosuke was fully ready to just give in to get a lighter sentence, even though he didn't commit the crime. I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now, yeah.
Look, I have faith in you. So you should have more faith in yourself. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. Yeah, I mean, if justice doesn't rise to the top, if it doesn't prevail, if justice isn't the winner, then what's there to believe in, you know? How can you believe in your justice system when it doesn't serve justice? So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Yep. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial.
You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street.
Why University Street?
With an extra large portion, of course.
Oh man. Is that why you're helping us, Kazuma? Just so you can have your meal? Okay, well, we're gonna have to end it here, you guys, right? This is like the perfect moment to end it on, the perfect spot. Well, there you have it, you guys. We now know that the witnesses were all lying, and the waiter was the one who told the two, the old man and the sergeant, to basically lie about what they actually saw. But the one who told the waiter was the police bureau, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't think like the military, the government, or the police, one of those was actually involved in this case. But I guess it makes sense given how Mikotoba kept mentioning how this is a peculiar case, and yeah, I just wasn't expecting that. I thought that it was the woman who was kind of influencing these people, all three of them. And I guess in a way it kind of is her, because she's the reason why they were lying, right? But I don't know if it was her who directly like got in touch with the bureau, with the police force, and used her influence to like make herself disappear from the scene of the crime. But whoever she is, we know for a fact that she's a student, and she's studying at Yume University, foreign exchange student studying medicine. So, but we have no clue, like, where her influence comes from, right? Why was the police force so cool with just basically giving her a free pass for killing another visiting foreigner, right? The professor. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with Honosaga. I think that's his name, right? The waiter investigator guy. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. He's obviously gonna bring in Jezaille Brett, but he has this illness or something. I don't know why he's always coughing up blood, but the way they've been portraying his character, and there was this one, I guess, sprite. It's not really a sprite because it's not 2D, but there was this one instance where he like gives a thumbs up and he's like, "I'll do anything to bring her in," or something along those lines, right? To like investigate everything flawlessly. I feel like he might just die or something, right? Why is this illness thing even why is the blood thing even a part of the equation here, right? We still don't have any clue why that's a thing, but it might just be another random characterization thing they've thrown in, like the baby and the sergeant thing, right? Who knows? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.